Hello everyone, Loserkiller here, and welcome to our second video in the new Into the Abyss MOC series. So today we're going to start talking about the different gangs which exist in this MOC series because they are the main part of the series. We have already seen in the first video our hero, which was Toa-Nekan, and now it's time to move on to the gangs. And the first gang I'm going to talk about is the Outcasts. So the main gimmick of the Outcast is their color scheme, because they kind of want to stand apart from the other gangs. They repaint their own armor parts in different colors, so they really stand out from the other characters. And they are kind of like free thinkers, even if obviously they are also quite violent. But yeah, they are not really the worst gang ever in comparison to other gangs. And to represent the Outcast, I'm going to show you Saoz'nia, which is in fact the only female MOC in the Abyss series, sadly. And well, we're going to start from here. Also, first thing you need to know, for those who did not watch the introduction video, is that for many of the MOC in the Abyss series, I in fact took already existing MOC, already existing body frames, and I adapted them to make new characters. And that's the case with Saoz'nia, which was directly inspired by a MOC created by Shadow in 2009, which is called Elika. So in the video description, you will find the link to see the pictures of Elika, so that you can compare the two with each other and see what I changed, what I kept, and stuff like that. So obviously all credits goes to Shadow for the body frame, which I just took and modified in terms of color and things like that. So let's begin. First with the body itself. You can see we're going to use a Toa Ordica body, which is quite unusual for MOCs, I think. We're going to add this Toa Metru waist, which will be useful to have two buttons to link the legs later on. As you can see, we also have a connector up there for the head, and also notice that there's two black parts, in fact 3 black parts because you have a second one here, are linked thanks to these 2 axles. This part will be very useful because they will be used to attach the body armors, or at least the chest armor, yes, the chest armors. And for the rest, the one thing that I really modified in comparison to the original MOC by Shadow was the inside of the MOC, because at first it was really empty and I really decided to add some more parts. So for example, this type of parts right there, the little gray parts here and there, which are really there to fill the void which was on the original MOC. So we're going to add this part, which will be used to link the arms. Also notice this long pin on the back, which we're going to use to attach this worksheet's head, which will be used to make a better shaped back. So you can see it's more rounded shape and it's better looking. So it's really nice idea that Shadow had when he made this choice to put the head on the back. Going to add this part on the front. And finally, like I said earlier, the chest armors are going to be put right there. So they are Nuva shoulder pads used here. And as you can already see, we have a lot of different colors, and I will explain that later on, because it's not like I just put random colors and called it a day. No, I really give a thoughtful, I really thought about it before putting each color at each place, but I will talk about that later on when the MOC is completely built. Going to move on to the legs next. So the legs are quite simple, so I'm not really going to spend a lot of time on them. Only differences in comparison to the MOC by Shadow. First of all, he used parts like that on his original MOC. I chose longer parts to make the tights maybe heavier or at least more complete. On the other hand, at the time he put some parts on the back to fill the void of the leg, but I choose to not put them here. So I don't really remember why, because this MOC was made in 2012. So it's been like 3 years. So yeah, I do not remember exactly what I made some choice, and I don't remember why I did not put the parts on the back of the legs. Maybe to homogenize this with the arms, because the arms also on the original MOC used some parts here that I put off, but here there is a reason. It's because when I put off the arms, I have more articulations. So that's why I choose to not attach some part here to fill the void in order to have more articulations. And I think that's maybe why I also choose to not put parts on the back to make it look the same. So like there is no parts here and some parts there, it will have looked a little bad maybe. Well, I don't, I'm not really sure about what I'm talking about, so I'm just going to move on because it's not really that important. So the arms also are as simple as the legs, as you can see. And here you have the weapons of Saoz'nia. Our weapons are like ice pick. So that's a thing that I really wanted to make for some time, because I really think the ice pick is kind of look like not really the most brutal weapon ever, but it's kind of like remind you of a sting from a wasp, for example. And obviously that's a thing that most humans are afraid of. And I think that yes, it's quite a violent weapon, the ice pick. It might not seem like that, but you do not really want to be touched or hurt by an ice pick. So I thought that it was quite a nice and a violent weapon which could be used gracefully by our character. Kind of like a contrast between the look, which looks quite thin, as you can see, so quite elegant, and the violence that it can cause. Going to move on to the head finally, which looks like that. So it's a wacky head, as you can see. Like Rudaka from the medical set, it can move up and down her mouth. And I totally modified the hair in comparison to the hair that Shadow made on his MOC. The idea of the ponytails was an idea that I had from the start. So there was only 3 ideas that I had from the start before beginning to build this MOC. The first one obviously is the color scheme, because the outcasts are defined by their weird color scheme, excuse me. Second point was the ice pick I wanted to use, and also third point was the hair. I really wanted to do some ponytails like that, which also came quite useful for the color scheme later on, because I had a lot of hose pipe like that. So I decided, why not make some hair with them, and why not make some ponytails. Also, I think it is once again quite interesting in terms of storyline, because kind of like the ice pick, which look elegant but are quite violent, it's quite the same with the ponytails. Obviously, ponytails are more, it's more for little girls. But here it's obviously worn by treacherous and really violent females. So it's obviously a simple contrast between what it looks like and what you're going to get. And also, I think it fits quite nicely with the themes, with the themes of the Outcast, which are kind of like free thinkers. So yes, I could imagine that they play on their playful looks. Like, you know, they are full of bright colors and stuff like that, but inside they are full of rage and violence. Even if one more time, they are not really the most violent gang ever, I think. But still, you do not want to meet them alone. So I think we are just done with the building of Saoz'nia. I'm going to do a turnaround, then talk about the articulations. I will also show another thing, and then talk about the color scheme itself. And after all of that, you will be free to go, because this will be the end of the review. Okay, like that. I'm going to move up the webcam because you can't see many things from far away. There you go. Okay. So in terms of articulation, well, I wanted a model which could be really articulated. So well, is, apart from the legs, so the legs, the first problem comes from the Saoz'nia clause used right there, which, as you can see, can block with the metro foot. So it might be a problem sometimes, not the worst. Then you have this part, so the knee, excuse me, which moves up to 90 degrees, so not more, because the two parts once again block each other, so not really good. But the fit is no problem at all. Well, not really good at all. It's still good, but it could be better, obviously. Then you have the arms, and there is no problems with the arms whatsoever. They can move freely. The same could be said for the elbow, like I mentioned earlier. So no problems, as you can see. The head can look down, up, and on the sides. Once again, without any problem. Obviously, the mouth can open and close. Okay, so that's our articulations. Now we're going to, yes, move on. So the little thing I wanted to show you, it's the fact that you can put a weapon on her tights if you want. So if you do not want her armed, well, if you do not want her with the weapons in her hands, you can do that. So you just have to, as you can see, change the size of the pin here. So we've gone from a 2-sized pin to a 3-sized pin, excuse me. And voila, you have the part linked. And now she can just have her hands free to do what she wants. So you can do with obviously both legs. I'm just going to show you on one leg to make the video quicker, but apart from that, yeah. And yeah, now let's talk about the color scheme just a little bit, because like I said, it's not like I put the colors at random. It's kind of like some organized chaos, if you want. You have really to put the color in a specific order so that when the viewer is going to watch your MOC, he is not going to be troubled by the different colors. Well, obviously I tried my best, but I do not know if it worked or not. That's you to tell me if it's worked or if it is still too much colors. But let me just explain my train of thought. So first of all, I limited the number of colors I chose. I did not decided to put like 20 colors on my MOC. I chose carefully to put a limited number of colors. So for example, first, I had the hose pipes for the hairs. So this means that I already had some colors that were chosen already. So for example, the black, the orange, the red, and the white. And as you can see on the MOC, you have some orange, some black, some white, and some red. Also, all the colors are at least used 2 times. So there is no colors that you will only see 1 time on the MOC. Well, maybe apart from the trans red used on the earth, but apart from that, all the colors are used at least 2 times. And as you can see, now all they are put. So they are put in a way that it's not one color, just one color on one side. So for example, you have the black here, so you have black leg, black tights, but then as you can see, when you're going to look at the MOC, your eye is going to follow a line, this line. So from this part to this part to then this part and this part. So you kind of like have a triangle when you look at the black colors. And that's the same, in fact, for the blue color. You have some blue here, some blue there, and some blue there. So you have, like, once again, a triangle of colors with the blue part. And that's kind of like how I put all my parts. And for example, with the black here, I decided that I needed really a strong contrast. And so that's why I choose to put the white foot white hair. So as you can see, the black and the white, you have a strong contrast between the 2 colors. And then obviously I decided to put some more white colors. So the white colors, once again, I choose not to put them white on the same leg, but on the other leg. As you can see, it's at the total opposite from the foot. So you have the tights here in white, and once again, one color, one color, one color. So you have a triangle which is formed by the white colors. We also have the connector right there in white. And that's the same for the other colors. So for example, you have some orange, which is here on the end, but also hidden way back there, but also there. So as you can see, when you look at the MOC, from this angle, you can see more orange colors, which appears in front of you. But if you look at it from this angle, you will see a lot of black colors. So all those black colors right there. So I think it's also quite nice because in a way, when you look at the MOC from different point of view, you will have a different type of colors which will kind of like show off. So yeah, and the same can be said for the head also. As you can see, you have, well, excuse me if you can't see that much, but you have gray and black here, and then I decided to invert the color scheme, so you have kind of like gray, silver, and black there. So you can kind of like do their pot in a cross shape. And so that's how I kind of like organized my chaos for the color scheme. And so it took some time really to make it all look good, in my opinion. So it's still a lot of colors, but there is really a way to the chaos. There is really a way to do that. So right now, like I said, I do not know if it works or not, but there is really I spent, I think, most of the time really trying to put the color scheme in the right way. So, for example, not too much color on one side and stuff like that. Kind of like do a contrast with this color, so it kind of it looks better, and yeah. So we're just going to end with a little pause, and I do not, in terms of complaints I might have with my with the MOC itself, I have to admit that I'm not really a big fan of the legs. I don't really know why. Maybe the shape. Not really a fan, but apart from that, I think it looks okay. So once again, yes, obviously the color scheme is really a subjective point of view. I think it looks alright personally, but you might find it totally horrible. Once again, it was the whole point of the Outcast gang to have weird color schemes. And also to show off that you can build a serious MOC with a lot of different colors. You're not forced to just use like 2 colors for your MOCs. And yes, I think I quite succeeded in what I wanted to do. So obviously she's quite the stereotypical, maybe femme fatale, but apart from that, you have the twin tails, the ice peak, the multi-layered color scheme, excuse me, and I think that in fact works. I think that works, and I think that's all for this video. Yeah, I think that's all for this video. So once again, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to ask them, to post them in the comments section of this video. I will happily answer them. And for the rest, well, I remind you that you can find more pictures of this MOC in the video description. You have a link for the picture gallery, and also you have, like I said, a link for Elica, which was the original MOC, which used this body frame and which was created by Shadow. And I think that's all for me. So hope you enjoyed, and see you later for the third video in our MOC, in our Abyss MOC series. We're going to see another gang, which, as you will see with me, is quite different from Saoz'nia. So that's all. See you later, and see you next time, and bye-bye.